Welcome to Kotler and Keller's Marketing Management Series, Chapter 19, Designing and Managing Integrated Marketing Communications. Let's get started. Learning objectives. What is the role of marketing communications? What is the marketing communications mix? How do marketing communications work? What are the major steps in developing effective communications? How should the communications mix be set and evaluated? What is an integrated marketing communications program? In a sense, they represent the voice of the company and its brands. They are a means by which the firm can establish a dialogue and build relationships with consumers. By strengthening customer loyalty, they can contribute to customer equity. Marketing communications also work by showing consumers how and why a product is used, by whom, where, and when. The marketing communications mix consists of 8 major modes of communication. Number 1, advertising. Any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, or services by an identified sponsor. Sales promotion. A variety of short-term incentives to encourage trial or purchase of a product or service. Events and experiences. Company-sponsored activities and programs designed to create daily or special brand-related interactions with consumers. Number 4, public relations and publicity. A variety of programs directed internally to employees of the company or externally to consumers, other firms, the government, and media to promote or protect a company's image or its individual product communications. Number 5, online and social media marketing. Online activities and programs designed to engage customers or prospects and directly or indirectly raise awareness. Mobile marketing. Number 6, a special form of online marketing that places communications on consumers' cell phones, smartphones, or tablets. Number 7, direct and database marketing. Use of mail, telephone, fax, email, or internet to communicate directly with or solicit response or dialogue from specific customers and prospects. Number 8, personal selling. Face-to-face interaction with one or more prospective purchasers for the purpose of making presentations, answering questions, and procuring orders. Table 19.1 lists examples of these platforms, but company communication goes beyond these. The product styling and price, the shape and color of the package, the salesman's manner and dress, store decor, and the company's stationery all communicate something to buyers. Marketers should understand the fundamental elements of effective communications. 2 models are useful, a macro model and a micro model. Figure 19.1 shows a macro model with 9 key factors in effective communication. 2 represent the major parties, the sender and the receiver. 2 represent the major tools, message and media. 4 represent major communication functions, encoding, decoding, response, and feedback. The last element in the system is noise, random, and competing messages may interfere with the intended communication. Senders must know what audiences they want to reach and what responses they would want to get. Micro models of marketing communications concentrate on consumers' specific responses to communications. Figure 19.2 summarizes 4 classic response hierarchy models. All these models assume the buyer passes through cognitive, affective, and behavioral stages in that order. This learn, feel, do sequence is appropriate when the audience has high involvement with the product category perceived to have high differentiation, such as a car or a house. The alternative sequence, do, feel, learn, is relevant when the audience has high involvement but perceives little or no differentiation within the product category, such as airline tickets or personal computers. To increase the odds of success for a communications campaign, marketers must attempt to increase the likelihood that each step occurs. The challenges in achieving success with communications necessitate careful planning. Figure 19.3 shows the 8 steps in developing effective communications. The process must start with a clear target audience in mind. Potential buyers of the company's products, current users, deciders or influencers, as well as individuals, groups, particular publics, or the general public. The target audience is a critical influence on the communicator's decisions about what to say, how to say it, when to say it, where to say it, and to whom. Set the communications objectives. Establish a need for category. Establishing a product or service category is necessary for removing or satisfying a perceived discrepancy between the current motivational state and a desired motivational state. Build brand awareness, fostering the consumer's ability to recognize or recall the brand in sufficient detail to make a purchase. Build brand attitude, helping consumers evaluate the brand's perceived ability to meet a currently relevant need. Influence brand purchase intention, moving consumers to decide to purchase the brand or take purchase-related action. Formulating the communications to achieve the desired response requires answering 3 questions. What to say, also known as message strategy, how to say it, creative strategy, and who should say it, message source. Message strategy. In selecting message strategy, management searches for appeals, themes, or ideas that will tie into the brand positioning and help establish points of parity or points of difference. Creative strategy. Communications effectiveness depends on how well a message is expressed as well as on its content. If the communication is ineffective, it may mean the wrong message was used or the right one was poorly expressed. Message source research has shown that the source's credibility is crucial to a message's acceptance. The 3 most often identified sources of credibility are expertise, trustworthiness, and likability. You might expect one-sided presentations that praise a product to be more effective than 2-sided arguments that also mention shortcomings. Yet 2-sided messages may be more appropriate, especially when negative associations must be overcome. 2-sided messages are more effective with more educated audiences and those who are initially opposed. The order in which arguments are presented is important. Communicators use negative appeals such as fear, guilt, and shame to get people to do things like brush your teeth, have an annual health checkup, or to stop doing things like smoking, drinking too much alcohol, or overeating. Fear appeals work best when they are not too strong, when source credibility is high, and when the communication promises in a believable and efficient way that the product or service will relieve the fear it arouses. Messages are more persuasive when they moderately disagree with audience beliefs. The most credible source will score high on all 3 dimensions: expertise, trustworthiness, and likability. If a person has a positive attitude towards a source and a message or a negative attitude toward both, a state of congruity is said to exist. But what happens if a consumer hears a likable celebrity praise a brand that they dislike? Charles Osgood and Percy Tannenbaum believe attitude change will take place that increases the amount of congruity between the 2 evaluations. The consumer will end up respecting the celebrity somewhat less or the brand somewhat more. If she encounters the same celebrity praising other disliked brands, well, she'll eventually develop a negative view of that celebrity and maintain negative attitudes towards the brands. Personal communications channels let 2 or more persons communicate face-to-face or person-to-audience through a phone, surface mail, or email. They derive their effectiveness from individualized presentation and feedback and include direct marketing, personal selling, and word of mouth. We can draw a further distinction between advocate, expert, and social communications channels. Non-personal channels are communications directed to more than one person and include advertising, sales promotions, events and experiences, and PR. Integration of communication channels. Although personal communication is often more effective than mass communication, mass media might be the major means of stimulating it. Mass communications affect personal attitudes and behavior through a two-step process. How do companies set their communications budgets? We will describe 4 common methods: the affordable method, the percentage of sales method, the competitive parity method, and the objective and task method. Affordable method. Some companies set the communications budget at what they think they can afford. Percentage of sales method. Some companies set communication expenditures at a specified percentage of current or anticipated sales or of the sales price. Competitive parity method. Some companies set their communication budgets to achieve share of voice parity with competitors. An objective and task method. The most defensible approach, the objective and task method, calls upon marketers to develop communications budgets by defining specific objectives, identifying the tasks that must be performed to achieve these objectives, and estimating the costs of performing them. First, establish the market share goal. Second, select the percentage of the market that should be reached by advertising. The advertiser hopes to reach 80% of the market, 40 million prospects, with its advertising message. Number 3, estimate the percentage of aware prospects who should be persuaded to try the brand. The advertiser would be pleased if 25% of aware prospects, or 10 million, tried Sunburst. It estimates that 40% of all triers, or 4 million people, will become loyal users. This is the market share goal. Number 4, calculate the number of advertising impressions per 1% of trial rate. The advertiser estimates that 40 advertising impressions or exposures for every 1% of the population will bring about a 25% trial rate. Number 5, find the number of gross rating points to be purchased. A gross rating point is one exposure to 1% of the target population. Because the company wants to achieve 40 exposures to 80% of the population, it'll want to buy 3,200 gross rating points. Number 6, calculate the necessary advertising budget on the basis of the average cost of buying a gross rating point. The objective and task method has the advantage of requiring management to spell out its assumptions about the relationship among dollars spent, exposure levels, trial rates, and regular usage. Companies must allocate their marketing communications budget over the 8 major modes of communication. These are advertising, sales promotion, events and experiences, PR and publicity, online and social media marketing, mobile marketing, direct and database marketing, and the sales force. Within the same industry, companies can differ considerably in their media and channel choices. Advertising. Advertising reaches geographically dispersed buyers. It can build up a long-term image for a product or trigger quick sales. Pervasiveness. Advertising permits the seller to repeat a message many times. It also allows the buyer to receive and compare the messages of various competitors. Number 2, amplified expressiveness. Advertising provides opportunities for dramatizing the company and its brands and products through the artful use of print, sound, and color. Number 3, control. The advertiser can choose the aspects of the brand and product on which to focus communications. Sales promotion. Companies use sales promotion tools, coupons, contests, premiums, and the like, to draw a stronger and quicker buyer response, including short-run effects such as highlighting product offers and boosting sales. Sales promotion tools offer 3 distinctive benefits. Number 1, ability to be attention-getting. They draw attention and may lead the consumer to the product. Number 2, incentive. They incorporate some concession, inducement, or contribution that gives value to the consumer. And number 3, invitation. They include a distinct invitation to engage in the transaction now. Events and experiences. Events and experiences offer many advantages as long as they have the following characteristics. They have to be relevant. They have to be engaging. They have to be implicit. Public relations and publicity. Marketers tend to underuse PR, yet a well-thought-out program coordinated with the other communications mixed elements can be very effective. The appeal of public relations and publicity is based on three qualities: high credibility, ability to reach hard-to-find buyers, and dramatization. Online and social media marketing. Online marketing and messages can take many forms to interact with consumers when they are in active search mode or just browsing and surfing online for something to do. They share three characteristics. Number one, rich. Much information or entertainment can be provided, as much or as little as a consumer would want. Number two, interactive. Information can be changed or updated depending upon the person's response. And number three, up to date. Message can be prepared very quickly and diffused through social media channels. Mobile marketing. Increasingly, online marketing and social media rely on mobile forms of communication, including smartphones and tablets. Three distinguishing characteristics of mobile marketing include, number one, timely. Mobile communications can be very time-sensitive and reflect when and where a consumer is. Number two, influential. Information received or obtained via a smartphone can reach and influence consumers as they are making a purchase. Pervasive. Number three, consumers typically carry their smartphones everywhere, so mobile communications are always at their fingertips. Direct and database marketing. The advent of big data has given marketers the opportunity to learn even more about consumers and develop more personal and relevant marketing communications. Three noteworthy characteristics of direct and database marketing are, number one, personal. Personal facts, opinions, and experiences can be stored in massive databases and incorporated into messages. Number two, proactive. A direct marketing piece can create attention, inform consumers, and include a call to action. Number three, complementary. Product information can be provided that helps other marketing communications, especially in terms of e-commerce. A good catalog might spur online shopping. Personal selling. Personal selling is the most effective tool at later stages of the buying process, particularly in building up buyer preference, conviction, and action. It has three qualities. Number one, customized. The message is designed to appeal to anybody. Number two, relationship-oriented. Personal selling relationships can range from a matter-of-fact selling relationship to a deep personal one. Number three, response-oriented. The buyer is often given personal responses and encouraged to directly respond. Consumer marketers tend to spend comparatively more on sales and advertising. Business marketers tend to spend more comparatively on personal selling. In general, personal selling is used more with complex, expensive, and risky goods and in markets with fewer and larger sellers. Advertising combined with personal selling can increase sales over personal selling on its own. An effectively trained sales force can make four important contributions. Number one, increase stock position. Sales reps can persuade dealers to take more stock and devote more shelf space to the company's brand. Number two, build enthusiasm. Sales reps can build dealer enthusiasm by dramatizing planned advertising and communications support. Number three, conduct missionary selling. Sales reps can sign up more dealers. Number four, manage key accounts. Sales reps can take responsibility for growing business with the most important accounts. The product lifecycle stage. The introduction stage of the product lifecycle, advertising, events and experiences, and publicity have the highest cost effectiveness. followed by personal selling to gain distribution coverage and sales promotion and direct marketing. Communication tools vary in cost effectiveness at different stages of buyer readiness. Figure 19.4 shows the effective cost effectiveness of 3 communication tools. Advertising and publicity play the most important roles. Customer comprehension is primarily affected by advertising and personal selling. Customer conviction is influenced mostly by personal selling. Personal selling and sales promotion are most helpful in closing the sale. Reordering is also affected mostly by personal selling and sales promotion and somewhat by reminder advertising. Note, too, that online activities can affect virtually any stage. After implementing the communications plan, the communications director must measure its impact. Members of the target audience are asked whether they recognize or recall the message, how many times they saw it, what points did they recall, how they felt about the message, and what are their previous and current attitudes toward the product and the company. The communicator should also collect behavioral measures of audience response, such as how many people bought the product, how many of them liked it, and how many talked to others about it. Figure 19.5 provides an example of good feedback measurement. We find 80% of the consumers in the total market are aware of brand A, 60% have tried it, and only 20% who tried it are satisfied. Not too good. This indicates that the communications program is effective in creating awareness, but the product fails in meeting consumer expectations. When done well, this planning process evaluates the strategic roles of a variety of communications disciplines and combines them seamlessly to provide clarity, consistency, and maximum impact of messages. The wide range of communication tools, messages, and audiences available to marketers makes it imperative that companies move towards integrated marketing communications. They must adopt a 360 view of consumers to fully understand all the different ways communications affect behavior. Media coordination can occur across and within media types, but marketers should combine personal and non-personal communications channels through multiple vehicle, multiple stage campaigns to achieve maximum impact and increase message reach and impact. Integrated marketing communications can produce stronger message consistency and help build brand equity and create greater sales. Coverage. Coverage is the proportion of the audience reached by each communication option employed, as well as the amount of overlap among them. Contribution. Contribution is the inherent ability of a marketing communication to create the desired response, and communication effects from consumers in the absence of exposure to any other communication option. Commonality. Commonality is the extent to which common associations are reinforced across communication options. That is, the extent to which different communication options share the same meaning. Complementarity. Communication options are often more effective when used in tandem. Informability. In any integrated communication program, the message will be new to some consumers and not to others. Cost. Marketers must evaluate marketing communications on all these criteria against their cost to arrive at the most effective and most efficient communications program. Hey, thanks for watching. Please check out the other videos in this marketing management series. Thanks again.